Hello and welcome to another episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan.
I'm kidding, I'm like,
Mr. Sleepy Boy himself.
I can't stop yawning.
It's okay. It's okay. We are recording this directly after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So for all of those who celebrate, or even those who don't, and happy Thanksgiving to you.
The urge, nay, the need to
Mhm.
food nap grows ever stronger.
Man, especially because we've talked about this before. We live in Louisiana, probably one of the number one states for having such a great culture for food,
Oh, yeah.
and
Your palate is part of your pedigree here.
oh yeah, you're born with it.
Mm-hmm.
You can earn it, but it takes classes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm playing.
I'm not.
But you have to be at least certified to
Right.
really get on Dylan's level. But we do all the Thanksgiving classics around here. Some people do it a little bit differently, but today was no different for us. We did the whole spread, and
Oh, yeah.
boy, at least speaking for myself and my family who came over to my place, they had a great time. I was in charge of making a lot of the sides with Mallory, and Mom was in charge of bringing over the
heavy hitters.
Yeah, the turkey and some of the and the pies and stuff.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
but man, it was a feast,
Mm-hmm.
and it was wonderful.
As it should be.
I love it. How are you? No, don't yawn. I was gonna ask you.
You ever tried to fight a yawn?
Oh yeah.
Shit sucks.
Mm-hmm. What about a sneeze? Ever tried to fight a sneeze?
See, it usually just... No.
It just ends with you like feeling like your head's gonna explode.
Right. My sinuses are severely damaged
Uh-oh.
if I end up trying to fight a sneeze.
Yeah.
Feels like something fucking exploded in my head.
There you go.
So
Probably blood vessels, so you should.
yeah, it's like I was wondering why nosebleeds were becoming more and more frequent.
I see.
But yeah, I don't figure there'll be much of an issue right now. My body's gotten stronger.
That's good to hear. I just wanted to, partially because this week has been busy with work for me.
We didn't watch shit.
We didn't watch shit for this one, but it was also it's a holiday, so hey, give us a break.
Yeah, fuck off the edge of our dicks.
Whoa, hey, slow down, buddy. Hold on, let me
I'm telling the truth.
Let me hold you back a little bit. Okay.
They're getting uncensored, unfiltered, Dylan.
Yeah. He just got back
Triple distilled.
He just got back from Thanksgiving at his parents' place, so it's just I'm about to pop off. And I'm playing.
Right.
I already love having like a dinner with friends, or just like a. I think that a lot of magic happens at a dinner table or just around food. I think when people get together and they sit down around food, I think that is it can be a good and a bad thing, but for the most part, I think that a lot of good things can happen when you get people around, people around each other with some food around and just a little bit of a conversation. I think there's a magical thing that this may be a little bit cerebral, I guess, or like
Eddie.
yeah, or hippy dippy kind of thing, where it's like I feel like that's something that we've done as a species.
A table full of food is equivalent to a bonfire.
Yeah, bonfire. Well, I mean, even still, even around a bonfire with food around, or with some sort of like snacks, s'mores, whatever you may want to call it. But like, I think that is one thing that like humanity has done forever. Is like we've all like gotten around a table, sat down, had some food, and been like, all right, guys, like let's figure out this plan, or let's talk about this thing, or let's share our lives together and stuff. I think a lot of magical things can happen, and that's why I think I love Thanksgiving specifically. I know there's a lot of reasons why you could hate it or whatever, but for me,
I'll be real with you, Chief. Among the holidays, Thanksgiving is one of my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I just don't like it.
Okay. Interesting.
I like being able to spend time with my family.
Right.
It's just, I think it's mainly like...
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of reasons why you could hate it.
Yeah. It's... I've seen too many casseroles.
Okay.
I think that's my main issue. I'll always eat them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll always enjoy them. But I've just had so many.
Castle rolled out.
They're so frequent as far as like the type of dish you see at a Thanksgiving spread. It's just, I'm burnt out.
That's okay. You need a palate cleanser, I think is what you need.
Do. Like that fucking ham.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Dylan had some ham today, and he said it changed his life.
Some auction-earned ham.
Auction-earned. That you know that it's it hits a little different than when you know that your uncle hunted it, but he didn't hunt this one. He definitely bid on it, which has a different flavor profile.
He knew
I think.
what farm it came from, who owned it, all sorts of shit. It was
you
crazy.
know its name?
Nah.
Okay. This is Frank.
Yeah, this is from Frinkle.
This is Frank the honey ham. And I bid on him.
Right.
I fought tooth and nail to get that ham.
You can see my bite marks right there.
Yeah. I had to slap the guy who came in second.
Cut that piece off his spine.
Like I said, I know there's a lot of reasons why you could, dislike Thanksgiving, but for me, I've always chose to look at it from that lens of like I think it's awesome for me to get like my close family members together, and for all of us just kind of sit down with like some wine and some like a nice feast or whatever. And I feel like at least for my family, and I know this is not always the case, a lot of great conversations come out of it, or like just a lot of like bonding moments.
Mm-hmm.
And so, anyways, I just think it's a magical thing, and I love it. And I feel like anytime I've ever had even something as simple as just whenever we have a bunch of the people over for the hangout, and we get a bunch of pizza, and we're all just like drinking sodas and eating pizza, it has the same sort of vibe of like we're all just like there's something magical about humans like communally having food together. I don't know what it is, and it always just has like a special place in my heart of like it just feels so.
This is what I was born.
It just feels so intrinsic to who we are as a species. I feel like, and I love it. So,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. But like we said before, there's obviously some tragedies that can happen at the Thanksgiving table.
Speaking of tragedy, what have we? What did you dip your toe into, media wise, this week?
Oh God, dude. I kind of want to save my I know you said you wanted that to just be for us, and I do.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it.
Oh, we are. Okay.
I mean, are we gonna
talk about it after we're all done with it all? Because you said it's like 4 episodes.
Yes, there are 4 episodes in total. It's real short.
Real short.
We're gonna mention it.
Okay. We can do that.
We're gonna save.
Hold on. How is it
real like nitty gritty for its own episode?
Got it. Give me 1 second. Is it pronounced Zeo-Rhymer?
Hades Project Zeo-Rhymer.
Zeo-Rhymer.
Yeah.
Hades Project Zeo-Rhymer. I keep wanting to say Zero Rhymer.
Yeah.
And I think I called it that for a while. That's why I'm confused. We sat down over dinner one night and watched the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I told Dylan, I was like, hey, like, do we want to make this like a whole multi-part series like we've been tackling Gundam Unicorn? And of course, Dylan was like, ha ha ha, multi-part series. And I was like,
fuck you thinking.
I was like, I don't know.
These are only like 25 to 30 minute episodes.
Right.
Unicorn's OVAs are hours.
Oh, yeah. So at that point, I was like, okay, so I get that. I didn't know the length of them at the time. So I was like, okay, that makes more sense. We could obviously, when the runtime is a grand total of maybe an hour and a half, like that's not bad. It's about as long as a feature film.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple of burgers.
Yeah.
We sat down with our French fries and our burgers, and we watched the first episode. And holy shit! I had a little hiccup there for a second, bruh.
Yeah.
You want to talk about family trauma?
Fucking rough.
I haven't even had the chance to really like understand our protagonist. I haven't had a chance to really understand him as a person yet, and like his parents are selling him.
Right.
He's a prisoner, and of course, like he opens the guardsman or whatever opens the little slat where he like gets to look through his cell, and his parents are there accepting a wad of cash, and he's like,
right. A whole briefcase
Dad?
full.
yeah, and he's like, we were never really your parents. It was all just a ploy.
They
He's
paid
like,
us to raise you.
Bruh,
So, see you later.
we're just coming to collect.
Right.
And I'm like, excuse me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty rough. But holy shit, you get to pilot this big ass robot. Isn't that cool? Isn't that worth the trade off? Come on. You'll get used to it.
He gets treated like shit because apparently it's going to make him go more feral. And when that happens, it's going to unlock more of his
rile him up.
His innate powers. But yeah, we'll definitely touch on, I feel like I can go into some details about this show later.
Oh, yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to get real juicy.
Oh, ooh. Yeah.
You know that, if anybody's out there, you know that meme that has the red background and it's the skeleton that just like burning away?
Yeah.
The reaction image of like just the skeleton being turned to ash with the red background.
Right.
That right there summarizes the whole show, I feel like, a little bit.
Jeez. Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, obviously not the whole show, but the action sequences of the show.
Oh my god!
Needless to say, some of the super weapons.
I love the designs and the way these mechs function.
They're interesting.
They're so fucking cool.
Right, the cockpit is like a orange orb of energy that you just kind of get like sucked into.
Right, and
it's crazy.
Yeah, each one of them is named after a natural element. Like you'll have Zero Rhymer of the heavens, or such and such of the mountain, or
of the wind, or whatever.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It is really cool.
Not to mention the way they sound.
Yeah,
like holy shit! Whenever Zero Rhymer does that whole triple sphere attack,
yeah,
you hear some sort of like super low pitched distorted voice.
Yeah,
almost like it's saying something. I fucking love it.
I love the whenever they have that fight sequence right there. You pointed it out, but I think it really showed it later in that same sequence of like the person he was up against, the guy of the wind or whatever. He had this like the Zeo Rhymer of the heavens just showed up, and all of a sudden he was like noticeably shaken.
Yeah,
even though like,
he was sweating.
He was like.
I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah, he didn't even do anything yet, and then he starts playing real big, bad, and tough. And he's like,
"Yeah,
I've been training for this. I'm definitely gonna kill him." And the whole time, I'm like, "Bruh, I don't even know.
I don't even know that one.
I don't even know this show, and you're about to get your ass kicked. I know that much at least." And sure enough, after a few licks, didn't make it, but
it gets vaporized.
Yeah, but damn, it was crazy.
Let's talk about how did you first find out about this little series?
Zeo Rhymer?
Yeah.
I think you had shown me the song first. I think
the main theme,
which is iconic, I will say.
So good.
If you haven't heard the main theme, I definitely would listen to it.
There was this video I found online from this channel that uploads like footage of the shows in tandem with like the openings or like a piece of the soundtrack.
Right. I know what you're talking. You showed me that channel before. He does like really high quality ones.
Oh yeah, I see this thing and I'm like,
where
has this thing been my whole life, dude?
Yeah.
And so I look into it, find out it's just a little short OVA that came out back in like 88.
Bruh, if there is one thing, well, I don't even want to say that. If there's a couple of things that Japan did good in like the 70s to 90s is mech anime and jazz.
Yes, dude. It's ridiculous.
There's a few, and I feel like there's so, I feel like every few months, or at least there was a time where every few months you were like finding a new mech anime that we'd never heard about, and I was like, "Damn, this looks badass." And you're like, "Yep." I mean, Gun X
This is
Sword,
just the newest one.
Gun X Sword was a prime example of that, which is crazy. But
man,
yeah,
I gotta start looking for more.
Yeah, there's a handful. Because I mean, I don't even remember how you found it, but I remember when you showed it to me when you first got it. We just had a little quick episode on it not too long ago. Full Metal Panic.
Oh yeah,
that whole Maddox thing, the crazy.
Oh yeah, Metal Skin Panic.
Or Metal Skin Panic.
Full Metal Panic is another one though.
What is that one?
That's the one with the arbalest.
Have I seen that one?
You have.
Okay.
It's been a while though.
Okay. I need to get a refresher. I think once I see it again, I'll remember it. But anyway, it was Metal Skin Panic, Maddox, which was like this little, I never heard of that ever.
Right.
And he just showed it to me and I was like, damn, this is legit. And you're like, yep, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
A little
that's
quick.
all that was ever made.
That's all that was ever made. Little bitty guy. And I was like, wow, that's cool.
Damn.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
And I feel like there's a lot of those gems just hiding around.
Oh yeah, more than a few.
Right. But yeah. It has been a nice holiday week. I have been busy with work stuff.
You're telling me?
Dude.
I'm not looking forward to tomorrow.
Nope, you got to work. Well, by the time this episode comes out, you'll have... Actually, you haven't started work yet. This releases at 9 a.m. Tomorrow, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So,
How about that?
Yeah. So you'll be... I guess you should say later this afternoon.
Right.
I'm not looking forward to work later today.
Nope.
No. Black Friday. And doing retail.
Oh, God.
Oh, thank you.
Black Friday.
Black Friday.
God.
I just want to vent for a second about a project that I was doing with work stuff. The book.
Jesus.
I'm making a book for like the Christmas season. And it's not difficult. The task in which was brought to me was not difficult.
Yeah.
Because this is such a big undertaking, I had a big meeting in July or August about this coming Christmas season. And it's not unusual to plan for Christmas in advance, obviously, especially with like the kind of work that I do in production stuff and all that. Like, it's good to have an idea of like what shows are happening and what are all the things that are involved and all that.
Right.
This is a book that's gonna like play out throughout the entire Christmas season, the whole month of December. It's going to have all the events lined out. It's going to have personal stories. It's going to have some recipes in it from people. It's going to have some cool pictures of stuff and coloring pages for kids and advertisements from people and stuff. It's really cool. It's a cool premise. And as my position entails as like the creative director, I'm the guy in charge of all the creative stuff, kind of, or anywhere that like the branding side of things meets the people is kind of like the whole bridging of the gap.
Right.
And so this book, the second I heard about it, I was like, before anybody starts nabbing up anything, I will stand up and volunteer as tribute to be the guy who compiles everything and makes sure everything looks cohesive.
Right.
Because that already is in my wheelhouse. And before we start talking about who's going to do what, I'll go ahead and just say, like, I got it. So I've been thinking about this for a while, and I've gotten the groundwork figured out. And then there was a committee of people that I was a part of that was going to help get like advertisers and other things and people involved in it. And of course, as always, that's like the hard part is whenever like more people get involved in a project. And it gets a little messy at times.
Everybody starts sticking their thumb in this neat little pie.
It wasn't bad. And for all the projects that I've done, especially creative projects where there's people and opinions and things, This wasn't bad. It was very easy, very nice.
That's good.
But I think I realized the flaws that I set in place initially. Like I didn't fully standardize how I wanted some of the information delivered to me as I should have. And and so like I got a bunch. I mean, like a lot of people just like sent me random emails throughout the past few months that were like had the information in it, kind of buried around.
Oh no.
So I'm here like at the end of the rope. I'm trying to get answers from people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I sent it to you already." I was like, I hear you, but I need you to tell me it like
Just clarify a bit
clearly right now. Could you tell me what it is? And they're like, I mean, yeah, like so. Anyways,
don't fucking get all huffy at me. It's your fault for being vague.
Thank you very much.
Jesus.
So needless to say, I had a whole bunch of struggles with getting like everything at the very end, like all compiled neatly with all the advertisers and all the stuff all figured out. But now everything works. It's all put together. It's all clean.
Right.
And it's been a whole bunch of work. And I don't know if this is how you work. This is definitely how I work. Is if I have a project that I'm like really focusing on, I have this one task I'm trying to finish. If I don't like get to a stopping point or like really finish that task, I really can't allow myself to do other things because I'm like, I know that like I really got to get this done. And that was that was this whole past week was this podcast. I was like, I want to watch something with you and I want to just chill out.
Yeah.
I want to have a relaxing afternoon and not stress about work stuff. But the more I thought about it, especially it was like Monday or Tuesday, I forgot what day it was. I had a little bit more to do before I got to like a really good stopping point, probably a couple more hours worth of work.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know I could do it. I know if I just sit down, I know I can just knock it out. I know I could finish it. And I'm not going to lie. I think you came in there and like all jokes aside, you looked down.
Yeah.
You looked not cheery.
It's because I was.
I very vaguely was like, "You good?" And you're like, "Yeah, yeah, no." And I was like, "All right, hey, that's hey, say no more." Got it. It happens. And if there's one thing I've realized, I'm like, you know what? If you don't want to talk about it, I mean, this is just you and me. Maybe this is a guy code thing. I don't know what it is. The second I was like, you obviously don't want to elaborate and don't want to talk about it. So I was like, all right. Let's go ahead and divert. Let's distract you from your problems. Damn. Well, I'm obviously joking, but at the same time, like I was like, like
oh shit,
like pull up a chair and let's just have a moment right now if we need to.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we did. I finished up my work. You and I laughed at a bunch of memes, which was great.
Yeah.
Very therapeutic for me because it helped keep me sane through that whole project. And I was like, damn, that was really nice.
Yeah.
You left to go off to bed, and I think I went to go clean up and go to bed as well. And I thought about it, and I was like, wow, that really helped me out just a little bit. Just be able just to chill out and just laugh a little bit. I was like, oh, man. Because I got all in my head and was trying to get all the stuff all figured out.
Trademark Godzilla sneeze.
Oh, my God, dude. There is this meme, and I love it so much, dude. I love, I think I've realized I love, like, if there's two things that I love in a meme or in just comedy in general is the perfectly cut scream. Is like when the scream happens after something funny or whatever, and it just perfectly cuts off like right at the apex of the scream. Yeah. I love it. I don't know why. It just hits that funny bone for me, and I'm like, funny almost every time. and then none of that is also like subverting my expectations. If I'm expecting one thing and like you really just like you really throw a wrench in the system or whatever, for some reason that fires off the chemicals in my brain. I think it's hilarious. There is this meme, and it is Godzilla, and he's roaring up to do the
atomic breath.
The atomic breath. All his spikes are jutting up, and there's like this intense music, and it's joof, 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 joof. And it just goes. And
as soon as he was about to like let loose, all it is it's a fucking.
If you've heard
the most cartoony ass like a chew.
If you've heard, there's a I think it's used in meme. It's that
Mhm.
ear rape,
Right.
the sneeze,
Uh-huh.
where it's like, "Ah!" And it's so obnoxious or whatever.
Yeah.
It happens immediately after he does that.
Then it's
like,
just
the
a fucking explosion.
It's just a huge ass
he
explosion.
destroys an entire
Oh,
city.
and I love it. The second I was like, man, that I don't know why it just does it for me.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't think it'll ever just not be funny. I think it was like you sat down and we were both just like in our own heads and just kind of frustrated with whatever we were both going through.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie, you pulled it up, and I was like, bro, I didn't even get through the video, and I started laughing. I was like, oh man, it's so good. Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
What a fun time.
Yeah.
Well, anything else happening with you?
I am hopefully going to finish out Metal Wolf Chaos with Ethan at some point, because the presidential mech cannot be left waiting for too long.
Oh, wait. Metal Wolf Chaos.
Did you forget? Oh
I
my
did.
God. Dude, Metal Wolf is the president of the United States of America's mech. Like his fucking
I do remember
suit.
this.
Yes.
I think I was also getting this confused with Ni no Kuni because of the president being the main character, whatever.
Yeah.
I do remember this.
Developed by From Software, no less.
Get out.
I'm serious, yeah.
Wow.
It was initially like a Japan exclusive, and then they
ported
we
it.
made such a stink over it in the US. Actually, no, it was the fucking Best Friends that drew so much attention to it. They were fucking bitching and moaning as to why it wasn't available in the West.
Yeah.
And they ported it and released a completely new edition for the PS4 that I snagged.
Really?
Yeah. It's so fucking funny, dude.
What was the original console it came out on? Was it 4?
Or
was it on something before then?
I don't know. Actually, I can't remember.
I'm curious.
It was probably like the PlayStation 2, if I had to guess. I mean, that's what it looks like. But man.
It's called Metal Wolf Chaos?
Yes.
Oh, man. Is XD the new one?
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's the exact kind of like hyperbole that you most often see the US portrayed as.
Oh, yeah.
And I fucking love it.
Xbox.
Okay. Damn.
The original Xbox.
Wow. That's not what I was expecting.
The platforms, it says Xbox, Windows, Xbox One, and PS4.
Okay.
So the oldest one on that list, I think, is Xbox.
Damn. That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, got to finish that one out. And let's see. After that, man, I have no idea. We got to pick something out.
Bruh.
We got to try out that fucking Lupin game that I found.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Dude,
I haven't looked into it at all. I have no idea what it plays like either.
Bruh, Metal Wolf Chaos looks badass.
It is.
Just the cover art, you ever seen those ones that's like dudes will look at this and say, hell yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, this is it.
That's exactly it.
exactly what it is.
In fact, there's a track from it I want to show you after we finish this.
Okay. Literally, it's a robot with a giant Gatling gun, and then there's like the United States seal like behind it, and then there's a flame, and then behind the flame is the United States America flag.
Yep.
The big old American flag there. It's like, hell yeah, dude.
All it needs is an eagle.
Yeah, dude.
Just in the background.
I don't know what point of the game this is, but he's just in front of the Oval Office right here, just in this massive mech.
Yeah.
Dude, that's perfect.
My favorite part is the dub, dude.
Oh, is it good?
It's awful.
Oh, no.
But it's perfect.
That's even better, I think, a little bit.
Best.
Is it bad in a good way?
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
As soon as you'll hear it, you'll understand.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah. Can't wait for that one.
Dude. Well, I made us tea tonight, so we were, especially a chamomile specifically, which for some reason always makes me sleepy.
Oh, yeah. About to punch in our cards for Sleepy Time Junction.
I do want us to try and figure out and brain our way through what it looks like to do video games on this show.
There's got to be some way.
There's got to be some way we can do it. For anybody out there who does comment and respond to me, please reach out on Instagram.
Have you gotten any comments, by the way?
I've gotten some.
Really?
By some people. A lot of people are just saying, like, love what you guys are doing. Love your guys. I love the dynamic between you guys. Like, that's
cool.
Yeah. No suggestions for anything like that, but definitely people that are like, I like what you guys are doing. And I'm like, hey.
There's a reason to do this, bro.
You're telling me, man.
Holy shit.
We had a large spike last month in listeners. Don't know why, but they're there. Hello.
Yeah, hey.
It's nice to meet you.
Right.
I'm talking to you, my guy.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You can't run.
Oh, like you have to. I mean, like,
we will find you eventually. Don't get comfy.
Don't get too comfortable. For any of the out there who do respond and do comment, reach out to me on Instagram at Ian Wolf or on Threads, same thing. And let me know if you would like it if we were to do like commentary over us playing a game, or would you rather us like play the game itself and then like possibly just do like commentary afterwards, like we do the movies of this show. We usually will watch it and then of course talk about it directly afterwards. I was thinking about doing like chapters in a game or like a few hours of a gameplay and then talking about our experience. Obviously that works more for linear based or story based games, I think.
I got us as far as like video games are concerned, I think like as we're playing would be the best way to do it.
Yeah. But I'm thinking some of those more free form games, either we don't do them or we do them as we go.
Yeah.
That are more like less structured in that way. If there ever was a game like that we want to play where it's very loosey goosey as far as like
gives us enough leeway to do that.
Right. As opposed to like an on rails game where it's like we're gonna go to chapter 1, then chapter 2, and then there it is. It's pretty.
We're gonna break down this one. Now we're gonna break down this.
Right. There's some variance in there for how goofy we could be, and of course, I always love that. The goof factor.
Goof factor. Dude, Metal Gear. I'm telling you, man.
It's
max goof.
Max goof factor. I just want to kill myself by smoking all the cigarettes.
Not before I beat the shit out of my fucking hypnotized rival / brother.
Oh man. Oh god. I love the fact that we sat down and and talked about that. Oh man, it was probably like 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Dylan and I were sitting down.
I still have to show you the rest of that video.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan and I sat down, and this was around the time when the remake of Metal Gear came out, whichever version it was, or was it 1 and 2?
Oh, like the re-releases for like the ports.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the collection.
Chase had purchased them, and of course was like no lifing the which we hey, it's like it's one of his favorite series. I can't blame him.
Yep.
I've always known of Metal Gear, but I've never known like the full story.
Right.
Or I've always like the one I've seen the most of is Metal Gear Solid 4, which is like which is
the end.
Which is the end apparently, and it's also like a lot of cinematics in like interspersed between like a little fair chunks of gameplay.
Yeah.
And again, I have no context for what these terms mean, for who these people are, or the big reveal of Big Boss. And I'm like, who is that guy?
Right. He looks like, kind of cool.
Yeah, right. All that kind of shit that I have no idea about. Yeah. So we were like sitting down, and I was like, okay, so hold on a second. Let me get this straight. And then I think you pulled up some sort of like history book.
Yeah,
some sort of like guidebook to the.
I booted up Metal Gear Solid, and it came with this fucking entire like encyclopedia.
Oh yeah, it was like the game guide basically. Yeah. It had character stuff. It had
all the bits of information you could possibly need.
Right.
And he are in that virtual book.
As I was asking questions about the story and like the timeline of it all to get like a picture of like what's first and what's last.
You asked me how they would be arranged chronologically, and I gave you like the de facto version of it that I had in my head.
Right.
We flip a couple pages, and it's just right fucking there.
And
I'm like, oh my God, I was right.
Yeah. And there's the whole timeline just laid out before us.
Yeah.
And he was like, holy shit, I was right.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. And then of course, but like the only thing was there's like a few like spin-offs or like weird mobile games or PSP games or whatever it was that was like that we didn't account for. But all like the mainline games he was spot on for.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had like a better understanding of who Solid Snake was, of who Big Boss was, who Liquid was, and all that stuff. So
just what you needed.
I still don't know who Gaseous is though.
Me neither.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, that is a funny game.
Yeah.
And then I think it also you helped me understand the game a little bit better as well. Whenever you were like, how'd you word it? We were talking about the first like 2 installments in the franchise, and they're like older games at this point in time,
right?
But you were saying that they were like, it's like an 80s action film,
yes,
but in a video game form. And then the second I saw it from that light, I was like, this is
I get it.
Because again, I'm looking at this like this 3 times evolved version of the game, which is like so. It's such its own thing, and it does still have, I think, some of that core identity of what the franchise is. But like the fourth one,
I can't think of any other game like it.
Right. But like I have no idea. I have no context for like what's happening and like what makes this game. To be honest, I just didn't get it. I was ignorant. I was ignorant to the world, to the characters. I was like, I just don't get it. And so like when there's like these things that are happening, I'm like,
fucking nanomachines.
It's like, what the hell's a nanomachine? He has a fox die in him. What does that mean?
Yeah, a fox died in that man?
A fox died in that man?
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
So anyways.
The breakdown of Fox Die was easily my favorite part of that whole interaction between us, dude. It was so fucking funny. Because of how they do it. It's so stupid and silly. I love it.
And I love how like we got to see the videos of like him coming back to the Force.
Yeah, his briefings for Metal Gear Solid with the Colonel. Man, that's some good stuff.
And I love how it all is cohesive. Because like he gets this shot, and we see him get this shot, whatever, and of course, the doctor or whatever her name was,
Naomi,
is like, oh yeah, it's gonna help you, whatever. And he's
with
like,
the man, you get a needle,
right? Exactly. And then he's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, I guess that's whatever.
Yeah.
And like lo and behold, that's the thing that's gonna like cause him to die later. It's like, damn, that shit's messed up, dude. And it's all just right there.
Yeah.
Or like like it's all like it's not like it's how some stories like you play through a game. And then in further sequences, they're like, once upon a time, back in that first game, there was a secret moment where he got a shot for something. It's like, no, we saw like a video from like the original game of like that whole interaction happening, which now has evolved into like this life-ending circumstance.
Right. They never retread it in terms of like explaining what happened.
Right.
It's mainly just like brought up in passing.
Right.
And it's like, man, that sure was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than, this reminds me of the time whenever you such and such at the place with the hoo-ha and the how-do.
Not the hoo-ha and the how-do.
Yes, indeed.
Man, slow down.
It was wild.
That shit was wild.
Yeah.
That's also a very long-standing series.
Oh, yes.
So, okay, I guess the one question I didn't ask you the night we were talking about all of it is that I know that Kojima was asked to leave.
Right, for all intents and purposes, forced out of Konami.
Got it. And with him, the franchise ended there, or did it continue?
It ended.
Got it.
And that was it.
I think they released something afterwards.
No,
but
they didn't.
Oh,
No, they didn't.
but Dylan doesn't claim it as real.
Because it's not.
What is it called? Whenever you oh shit, I can't remember what it is. Anyways, that doesn't matter. It was a funny joke when about not seeing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In the fourth game, or no, they had a fifth one, right?
Yes.
That's not the one that's bad.
No.
What's the name of the one that's bad after that?
None of them.
Oh, okay. Because it doesn't
There
exist.
is no one after that.
Okay, cool. I guess I'm trying to say is like, so in 5, or I guess 5 is still like a flashback or whatever, right?
Right. It takes place before 4 and all that.
So 4 is still like the de facto ending.
Yes.
Conclusion of the story.
Mm.
So the fact that
I would count Revengeance as like the end because it takes place after 4.
oh, really? Okay.
Right. It.
I would too. I mean, it is a good
Yeah.
game.
So we'll take that.
But I guess the point that I'm making is that like you could have extended the franchise more with Kojima there.
Mm.
But like
At that point, like this was after he was already like done with this. He wanted to stop after the first Metal Gear Solid. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah. But
oh wow, what a
a little hazy on that. I can't remember.
Squeezed 10 games out of you.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm trying to say was like, did he finish his masterpiece of sorts? Was he able to like conclude it, or was there loose ends that were like left untied before he left?
Oh no, his main objective was to tie up every loose end for
good.
the series before he left, which
That's
he
awesome.
did, thankfully. That's part of why I like it so much, is because now that there's nothing else I have to worry about figuring out.
Yeah, there's no other people that can ruin it.
Yeah,
it is what it is, and it's
Mhm.
and it's finished.
and it shall remain that way.
Mm-hmm. Destiny.
Shut up.
I'm playing.
We dare not speak its name.
Dare not speak its name. Not on this glorious podcast.
Oh, not anymore.
I like that. I like when a series concludes.
Mm-hmm.
I like when, within reason, an actor will persist with a character. I like that. I like to see like a franchise of films that has the same actors in it, or that like at least the lead actors in a way.
Mm-hmm. Bro, Solid Snake is easily in my top 10 as far as like player characters go.
Oh yeah,
He's one of the best.
and then it also gives me a whole, because we sat down and talked about it. I have known of Metal Gear and of the characters that are involved in it,
Right.
not extensively or like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Very basic
Just
knowledge.
little bits.
And I have known of Escape from New York, Snake Plissken, and Escape from was it Los Angeles?
Mm-hmm.
Like I know Snake Plissken really well, and I love that character. And I think it's so funny. And then it's even better to see I know that Snake Plissken was based off of Solid Snake. Is that right? Or was it the other way around?
Other way around, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
It is.
Regardless, I can see the nods to it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it makes it even funnier because that makes Metal Gear even more. The game is an 80s action film because it's based off of an 80s action film in so many ways. At least the main character is.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen Escape from New York, go watch it. It's great.
Yeah.
Love it. It is an 80s action film through and through.
It's one of the best, I would say.
What is the one that we watched recently with I say recently, it's probably a few months ago. Shit. It was with Sylvester Stallone, I think. And he was or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, keep going.
And he was he was like the ex-military guy, and he had this house like on the cliff or whatever, and the military shows up and is like, "You're gonna come and be on the team or whatever," and he's like,
You might be thinking of Commando.
Commando.
With,
That's it. Yes,
Schwarzenegger.
Okay, it wasn't Stallone. It was.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Cobra.
Right.
But it was
Dude,
Arnold.
fucking Cobra.
We gotta watch Cobra
We
again,
do.
dude. Oh man, what a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But Commando,
Love that one.
that's a good movie too.
Mm-hmm.
But that, I mean, again, when I think of like quintessential 80s action films, I'm thinking Cobra. I'm thinking Commando. Escape from New York. Those are all like, fun.
The great A's.
They're great ones, man. I'm trying to think of some other ones that were like that. Or, I mean, Rambo, obviously. Like I'd say,
Right. First Blood.
Yeah. The First Blood.
Mm-hmm. Total Recall.
Total Recall's good.
Yeah.
Transform. No, not.
I was about to say.
No, Terminator.
Yes.
Terminator's another kind of good one like that too. The thing is, I still am surprised by Total Recall.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of Total Recall for a long time. And I think I may have said this in the episode we did on it.
Probably.
I've heard of that movie for a long, long time, and I never knew what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
I always saw that picture of Arnold being like, he's like, with the whole
Right.
thing on his head or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But after watching it, I was like, this is like a really interesting like sci-fi movie
Yeah.
in a way. It's a really great movie.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was I didn't think it was like that, where it was like a futuristic kind of interesting film like that. So
Mars.
But yeah.
Man.
Well, anything else you want to touch on?
No, I think I got everything off my chest.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah.
This was a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
I like being able to just.
We usually say that afterwards.
I mean, you're right. We're not done yet, but I mean,
Right.
I just wanted to say it.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that we get to
agree.
sit down and do this show.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, with work and with my life right now, it has been hard because I've been tired, and that's really hard.
Yeah.
Because it being tired and being busy, it feels good because I feel like I'm being productive.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I don't feel
Just
like
need a breather.
Yeah.
Gotta relax.
And I feel like sometimes I just want to sit down and talk with you, and just chill out.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I would like to watch a movie and actually like talk about it afterwards, but sometimes I'm not afforded that much time.
We just don't got the time.
Don't got it. But dude, I promise you, if not the next episode coming up soon, I want to watch the rest of Zero Rhymer.
Yeah,
That was
definitely.
a traumatic first episode, and I can't wait to see where that snowball rolls towards, because I'm expecting it to be downhill.
Oh yes.
Before it goes up at all.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about some tragedy here. This boy's got a girl who's flirting with him, and he is like still technically a prisoner. I don't think he's had food yet, really.
No.
His parents
Just
just
a bowl
sold
of
him.
rice.
Yeah, which he threw against the wall out of fear, frustration,
Yeah.
which I don't blame him for being a prisoner,
Mm-hmm.
not really giving any context. It really reminds me of, was it Evangelion? When I talked about how if people just showed compassion
Yes.
towards Shinji, that he may have turned out differently.
Right.
I feel like this character is shaping up to be a lot of the same way.
Mm.
I feel like no one's really telling him anything.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he was just minding his own business, and now is like scooped up, put into a jail cell,
Mm-hmm.
and given no context.
Yeah.
And they're like, chill out. And he's like, bitch, what? You have me as a prisoner.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're also torturing me, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hungry. My family just accepted a large briefcase of money.
I've been disowned.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand what you're doing here, but like, what's happening?
Mhm.
Obviously I know that's going to play into like, and they're trying to like, rough him up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's going to be a recipe for disaster, because now you're messing with the bull and now you're dealing with the horns. I feel like at some
Right.
point, because now you put this trauma-addled teen
Right.
into, I don't know,
One of the most dangerous weapons on the planet.
I don't know if you know this or not, but that big robot you're trying to get him to control is called Zeorhymer of the Heavens.
Right.
Can't really
See, where does the heavens stand on the whole
on the power spectrum.
on the spectrum of natural entities?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it goes earth, water, air, heavens.
Oh, right.
Oh, shit, yeah.
It's at the fucking top.
Yeah. Maybe fire somewhere at the top there,
Right.
too. Maybe if there's a, I don't know. Freak me, right?
Right.
No. Anyways, I think it's going to be interesting, and I'm excited to see where that show goes.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the show before, or is this your first time?
So this is I believe. No, yeah, this will be the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't even know. I mean, you probably know like some of you've seen some.
I've looked into it before.
Okay.
Oh
no!
Elaborate
Don't make
on
that
its origins.
He just made a ooh face.
It's okay. It's okay.
I looked into ooh.
Right. It's okay. We'll
oh man.
We'll elaborate on everything else once Ian gets the full picture.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. We'll just. I don't know. I'm rambling now. I'm tired.
Yeah, let's go to bed. It's time for bed.
Man, this was fun.
Yeah.
I like I said initially a second ago before I got derailed on Zero Rhymer. I want to finish that. If not the next episode coming up soon, I do want to finish up that show and do an episode on that one because that was going to be really great. Mm-hmm. And I also want to round out Gundam Unicorn because we're approaching the end.
Oh yeah.
So we got a few things coming down the pipeline. And again, if you are looking to I would like your feedback on the whole video game thing. I want to play some video games with Dylan, and I want to record them for the show. But I want to know how to do that to the way that you guys would appreciate listening to it. This is a only audio form show, and so I like to make that as compelling as I can. But I'm just looking for some feedback, and you can do that. I have a link tree /Ian Wolf at the end of Linktree, and of course it has all the social media links or places you can find this podcast. But you can also just type in @IanWolf on Threads or Instagram, and I'm chilling out there. But thank you, Dylan, for doing this show with me.
No problem.
For as long as we have. Oh God, this has been such a pivotal point of my week.
Yeah.
And I'm sad that I've been so busy because I love doing this show.
It's all right, bro.
Shit happens. It's been so much fun. And with all the stress, all the things going on, I'm like, man, it's nice to be able just to sit here with a cup of tea and talk about stuff that we enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Anyways, until next week, thank you so much for listening, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.